What's up, everybody? Corey Samples back here with another update on our monitors, our Melinuses. Today I've got out Shakarri. This will be her second or third time out of the enclosure since we've acquired her. Today we had a really good feeding. I actually posted a video of that up on YouTube just a little bit ago. Go like and check that out. And if you got any comments down below, click like if you want and subscribe if you want to continue to get updates on our Melinuses. As I said, today we have Shakarri out. Now, Keo didn't want to come out and about. He's still in his hidey hole, but Shakarri, about 45 minutes to an hour after our feeding, she looked like she was being really curious and coming up to the front of the glass where I was sitting and just kind of playing on my phone. So I opened the door, put my hand up and let her smell me, pulled my hand around and clicked a couple times, and I'll be danged if she didn't just crawl right up and want to come out and play. Come up and kind of chilled on my shoulder and licked my beard a couple times and let me pick her up. And of course she did kind of freak out a little bit once I turned away from the enclosure. At that point I decided if she was going to come out that I might as well take the opportunity and give her her weekly bath. So that's what we're doing right now. We already got the water run, already have her inside the bath. So come over here and excuse some of the dirt being in here. She was a little dirty from playing in her enclosure, but she's just being a doll. Now, Shakarri is probably so far my favorite of the two. Now, she's not quite as active as him, but she's super sweet. Super sweet. And she's coming along quite nicely with the trust. She is eating right off the tongs now, which is great. In the video you'll see that I posted, in the video that I did post, she is eating right off the tongs now, which we did have quite an issue with for a while, but we've got it figured out now. Being in her new enclosure where she's got a lot more height, and it's up at chest level for me, so I'm not having to reach down on top of her. I can reach up underneath her. That's helped quite a bit. So we're just swimming around and seeing what we can get into. Now, I will say this. Again, I have had a lot of people ask me how she's doing with Keo being in the enclosure with her. She's actually doing really great. Now, she was a little nervous when he first came into the enclosure, as I believe I posted said in the video that I posted about their introduction. But since then, we've had nothing but great interaction between the two. They bask together all the time, lay underneath their heat side all the time. You constantly find them in the water together or back in their hidey hole where they tend to go play at, or hide at, not play, but definitely hide quite a bit. And they seem to be doing great together. She's gotten a lot more trustworthy where she's actually wanting to climb up and see just what I'm about. See, at first she wouldn't have done that. She definitely would not have climbed up, and I guarantee if I had not put my hand up there, she would have kept going. However, I don't quite have my master bathroom finished like I said I wanted to be able to let her, almost dropped the camera. Don't have her quite set up the way I wanted to in my bathroom for her to be able to just go out and explore quite yet. Plus, she's still she's still in her acclimation period for what I feel being here at my house. My kids are still real prone to walk into the bathroom, so just keeping her in the bathtub for right now is what I feel is best while we're doing these interactions. Maybe a little bit longer, maybe another month or two, where I see she's constantly coming out right into my hand out of her enclosure, and she's wanting to be investigative, then we'll go ahead and let her start climbing around the bathroom and seeing what's up. I don't have my master closet sealed off yet where she can still get in there and get into all her clothes and our shoes, and I don't want that because that'll be hard to find her. And hi, pretty girl. So we're just being a doll. She is, though, definitely wanting to be a little more curious. I can tell that she does want to get away, or not get away, but to come up on me and kind of just be investigative and curious about what's going on with her and with her surroundings. So we've absolutely had great interactions with her so far. We've absolutely had great interactions with Keo so far. And when I get the ability, I will also get him out and get him into another bath and take the opportunity to let y'all see. This is my daughter. I apologize. Don't come up too fast because we don't want to scare her, okay? You know, I've had a lot of people say that they don't want their monitors around their kids. There's a lot of people that are really nervous about this idea. I even had one lady tell me that it's relatively close to child abuse being able to keep an animal as such around your family and your kids where, you know, possibly something could go wrong. But if you think about it, dogs are relatively the same way. You know, a dog's more prone, I feel, to bite you than one of these are. Just because they got a lot more emotion, I feel. These guys, if treated right, and from their adult respective owners, if they are loved right, treated right, fed right, I don't feel that you would have much of an issue. I don't feel that at all. My son is actually coming here and play with her in the water as well. My wife does the same. She's played with both Shakarri and Keo. My daughter, the one you just saw, she's the only one we haven't let just come in here and hang out yet. That's just because she makes such fast movements. We don't want to spook them too much. But for the most part, we've had, like I said, just an excellent time with her. She's had nothing but positive interactions so far. I'm actually going to move out the way and let my wife come in here and see that, you know, she's just as sweet with her as she is with me. Yeah, she's in the water, so you should be able to find to go up underneath her.
Easy, baby doll.
So the idea is just to be slow, guys. I mean, as you see, she's doing great with Christina. And again, it's all about working with these animals. You know, there aren't a ton of these out in captivity right now as far as people having them and wanting to own them. And there's not a lot of info on what it takes to raise these guys correctly. It's all, from what I've seen and read, everybody's got a difference in opinion. It's all trial and error due to the fact that everybody's got their own way of thinking. But as long as you can come close to their natural habitats, you should be okay. You know, it's all about doing your research and deciding what monitor it is you want and whether you have the means to take care of them or not. Fortunately, we do, so we've been able to acquire these two, and you know, it's been absolutely amazing. If you have the ability, the time, and the resources, I'd highly recommend having them. You know, please be aware again that these aren't for the beginner, intermediate reptile owners. You do want to have experience. Having all the experience from previous reptiles gives you the ability to spot things that might be going wrong, behaviors that might be taking place to let you know that something's going wrong. Whether it be you know, husbandry specific or health specific, sometimes both. And you definitely want to make sure that you have a good vet on call that, from what I feel, is an expert in reptiles, just so you have the ability to go to someone if it needs that. But yeah, I will say we did have a mishap the other day. I want to be open and transparent in my updates with these guys because it is trial and error. I did have a mishap the other day. You know, I put my hand in the enclosure. She was nice enough to let me love on her. And I did it for about 10-15 minutes. And I could tell later on that she was being a little more curious. So I opened the enclosure up and put my hand back in there. She was a little standoffish and she started to hiss. And I pushed it. I went ahead and reached, you know, pushed it up a little closer anyway. And she bit me. Surprisingly, it didn't hurt. Now, I don't take that for granted because I understand that if I don't get that under control now, that down the road that could be a major issue for myself. So I did back off and let her do her own thing for a while, and that's everything calmed down. I haven't had any other aggressive moments since then. And as I said, when I opened the enclosure today to get her out, or just to love on her, she was willingly to come right out, and so we decided to come into this bath. She won't come off my hands. I gotta finish getting ready for work. Okay.
I loved it.
Christina loves to pick her up and hold her. She thinks the monitors are really cool. And they are, in itself, one of the coolest things. I'm going to say one of the coolest things that I've ever had the ability to work with, or own, for that matter. But definitely to work with. These guys are excellent. They're super inquisitive, super smart, and I'm just having a blast just watching them interact around and seeing what's going on in life. This has been an absolute pleasure to see what exactly she's about. So I did give her the ability to climb at some point in time in here, and once she does get a little bigger and I don't have to worry about her falling off, I'll let her get into my cornering that I've got going on. I still have a little more that I want to do to this corner. She'll be pretty content to just this corner for a little while. As she gets bigger, I'll spread it out across my whole bathroom. I do have a plan of up above the entrance door in my master bathroom. Due to the fact that I have bolted ceilings, I want to put a basking ledge for her so that she can just get out and roam, along with Keo as well. But since we're talking about Shakarri in this update, I figured I'd just mention her. But she's being an absolute doll. It's okay. All right, well, I appreciate everybody staying around and listening to my update. I'm going to go ahead and end this video, and we'll come back with another update on Keo or the both of them when we get the chance. Y'all stay tuned, and we'll see you in the next one.